Whether you're a new real estate investor or you have lots of knowledge, we're going to be discussing our top 5 books to read.
That's right. You can listen to them on audiobook, whatever you choose, but these are going to be 5 books that help motivate us and sometimes change our mindset.
Yes, we're the investor couple. I'm Mel.
And I'm Dave.
And we're the Investor Couple. On this channel, we teach regular people just like you the secrets to time freedom, location freedom, and financial freedom through real estate investing.
We post a new video every single week, so please subscribe. It helps the channel, helps the algorithm, and helps us to continue to provide you with videos every single week.
Yes, and don't forget to hit that bell to be notified because we also go live weekly. Now, there are so many books out there. You want to make sure that you're choosing the right one so you can maximize your time. Choose the books that are filled with tips and strategies.
So today we'll be talking about our 5 favorite mindset, real estate, hustle, all of that, and we'll explain why we love the books.
Yes, and make sure to stay right till the end for the bonus one as well. Now, the first book we chose is really about financial education, and it's Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
This was really the beginning of it all. And what I mean by that is this is a book that will change the mindset in regards to leverage, debt, and it will change the mindset on how you see money. And I'm not going to get into a lot of the book because I want you to either listen to it or read it, but the first rule of the rich is the rich don't work for money. Now, that sentence changed our lives and is so powerful because once you realize that you no longer should work for money, that money should work for you instead, that's going to change the way you invest. It's going to change the way you live your life.
Yes, after reading this book, our minds had completely changed. We stopped working all the time for money, and that's when we bought the 12 properties in 12 months. Our mindset changed, and we realized that good debt is actually a really good thing.
And the thing I like about this is it's told through a story. It's about Robert Kiyosaki growing up with his rich dad and his poor dad. One is an entrepreneur, one is an educator. So one has a career and the other one has businesses. So the way that Robert tells the story throughout the book is really easy for someone to follow along and grasp the concepts, because the concepts, and you'll see in the book, were for 9-year-olds. So the rich dad was teaching 9-year-olds how to do it. So someone like myself, Mel, we easily picked up on them. So this book was written 20, 30 years ago. I'm not sure exactly what, but it still is effective today. So there's not many books about financing and financial education that can still be effective 20, 30 years later. But this one, because it's mostly concept and mindset, in regards to debt and leverage, it still applies to this day that you're watching the video.
It sure does. Think about it. Most of us were taught to pay off your mortgage. Debt is bad. And I certainly was brought up that way because, again, just like the majority of people, that's just the way I was brought up. This is going to make you think bigger. It's going to make you realize that debt is good when done properly. That mortgage debt is good. Don't pay off your mortgage. Use that money, use that bank's money or somebody else's money and put it to work with you. That's how the rich get rich.
And something controversial in the book. When this first came out, people were upset with Robert Kiyosaki because he talks about what is a true liability and what is a true asset. And he says that your house, your primary or principal residence, everyone thinks it's an asset. And here's where the controversy comes. He says it's a liability and he explains why. And I 100% agree with what Mr. Kiyosaki says in regards to assets and liabilities.
Yes, and a little tip here, is it making you money? If it's not, it's a liability. Book number 2, Tenx by Grant Cardone.
What does 10x mean? It means to do 10 times what you're doing. And what Grant Cardone says in this book that I love is anything that you're doing, any goals, any actions that you're taking, you are not doing it big enough and that you need to do it 10 times more. So when Mel and I looked at it, let's talk about the goal setting. In the book, Grant Cardone talks about setting goals. And with Tenx, you have to set major goals.
Yes, and I remember living in our small 2-bedroom apartment and saw this mansion that we wanted. We wanted to buy this beautiful dream house, although it seems so far-fetched, but we thought, wait a second, I'm going to allow myself to think big, to 10x my goals. I 10x the fact that I wanted to buy a lot of properties. Everything we were doing, we were 10xing, we were thinking bigger and bigger. And that naturally came with the fact that, okay, well, if I want to achieve all these things, I need to take some massive action to get there.
And in 2017, we read this book before then. We purchased 12 properties in 12 months. Now, how many deals did we have to look at? And before, let's say I would look at 10 deals a month. Well, after reading that book, I knew that I had to look at 100 deals a month. And what did that mean? It meant finding these good deals. You were going to call four financial institutions, or you were going to try and find one private lender or one mortgage broker that could help you fund your deals. Well, with the 10x rule from Grant Cardone, that's not good enough. Do 10 times more. If you wanted to find one mortgage broker, call 10. If you were going to find 4 different deals, or 4 different real estate agents, call 40. So just do what other people wouldn't and go that 10th degree further, because that's what it's going to take to create real success.
What I love about this book as well is that it can be applied to various aspects of your own life. 10x your relationship, 10x your finances, 10x your health.
And I love the movement that goes with the 10x, right? It's a mindset. They have bracelets for it. They even have, look, my handkerchief here, 10x, right? It's things like that. And what I like about it is, I'm not saying that you're all the time going to think about it, but when I look down at my handkerchief in my blazer here, I see 10x and it gets me pumped up. When I see the little bracelet I have with my pen case or my different pens that I have in my office, I get cranked up. That's what this book creates. It creates momentum, it creates excitement, and it kind of re-energizes you that when you think of 10x or see 10x, you think, I gotta do like Uncle G and do 10 times the effort.
Yeah, it's definitely a must read. Number 3, this is another one from Grant Cardone, but it's definitely worth mentioning as well. Be obsessed or be average.
Yeah, after reading the 10x, it kind of segued us in to this other book, Be Obsessed or Be Average. Now, not gonna lie, it's kind of I shouldn't say aggressive, but it's a very blunt book. And it says that if you want to succeed, you need to be obsessed or be average. And that's a very kind of aggressive way of saying it, but Grant Cardone gives you almost permission in this book to go out there, work those hours, assert yourself, go get what you want. You have to be aggressive to get what you want.
Yes, it gives you permission. You're bang on, because otherwise, often you may hear from loved ones, you got to slow down, take it easy, isn't this enough, and all these kind of comments. But if you have a mission, you want to achieve your goals, being obsessed about it, coupled by 10xing it, will make you get there way faster.
And some people might say, well, why do I want to be obsessed? How much success do I really want? The concept of this book is, and I always relate back to real estate because that's what we are. When we wanted to use creative financing, when we wanted to use seller financing and all that, none of our own money, other people's money, we had to get obsessed with learning how to be practitioners and how to understand what we're doing. And if we had just kind of taken a nonchalant attitude, could we have gotten by? Yes, maybe we would have bought 4 properties in 12 months. But the fact that we utterly dived in and just immersed ourselves in creative financing, talking to people that went bankrupt and why they did, that obsession allowed us to really understand it. So this book just kind of gives you that pat on the back that, hey, it's okay.
Think about it this way. Do you really want to be average? And it's a great question to ask yourself. I don't. I want to achieve massive results. I want to help people across North America change their lives with creative strategies that we teach in our mentoring program. I don't want to be average. I became obsessed, and that's what helped us get to where we are today. Book number 4, Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary Vaynerchuk, also known as Gary Vee, has absolutely left his mark on this world. You see him everywhere. He's all over social media.
I love that the name of the book is Crushing It, because he's actually crushing it.
Yes.
He's got Vayner Media, he's got so many things going on, and he's so real. So the book is kind of a different book. It's talking to different entrepreneurs and kind of their stories on higher level, how they left their career jobs to become entrepreneurs and create their own brand. which is very cool because who doesn't have the thought of leaving their 9 to 5 and creating their own business, their own brand, their own entrepreneurial spirit. So this book is a great read. It's people's stories on how they did that. People are doing now because it's cool and it might not be their true calling or their true want in life. Yeah, so to sum it up, Gary Vee's crushing it. It's a great read and we just love the guy.
Yes, your personal brand as a real estate investor is so important. Don't think that you don't need any kind of marketing if you're a real estate investor. You need to be out there. You need to be known. So crushing it is absolutely a great one to read. Number 5, it's The Secret.
What The Secret is the law of attraction. Now, hold on, wait. I know you might be thinking, that's mumbo jumbo, Dave. I don't believe in that stuff. And I'm here to say, I used to think the same way as well. Now, I want you to think about this with a grain of salt. The law of attraction, whether you believe in it or not, does exist. Now, does that mean that just writing something on a board means it will magically appear? No, you also have to take action. But read this book between the lines. It shows you how to control your feelings and your emotions, right? Which is very important.
And your thoughts as well. And at times we catch ourselves, we'll be like, wow, we're being very negative lately, and we kind of get just in a slump. And then we realize, wait a second, what's going on? And we'll literally listen to it just in our house while we're doing laundry or dishes. And it's just gonna reset our whole way of thinking. We just naturally feel better. We feel organized, we feel encouraged, we feel positive, and it sets us back on track.
There's one point in the book that specifically points out how your mood and thoughts affect things. So let's say you wake up. You get out of bed, you stub your toe. Oh, that hurts.
Oh,
and
frustrated.
Then you're in the car, you're late for work. Oh, you're frustrated. You get to work, you get that client that yells at you. Right? It just kind of compounds. Whereas if you had the positive mindset, let's say you stub your toe and you go, okay, not the end of the world, and don't continue down that rabbit hole of negativity. It will impact your overall day and your overall business. So again, thinking of things, having vision boards, being grateful, being positive, and controlling your thoughts to primarily positive things as opposed to negative things is what we want you to take away from this book. But you will still need to take the appropriate actions to get to where you want to be.
Absolutely. Without action, you won't achieve the results. On our way back from the cottage earlier, it was me and the girls, and we were kind of arguing because I felt they weren't cleaning up fast enough at home and whatnot. And so we're 3 of us all in a bad mood in the vehicle. And then I realized, okay, we're all gonna have a bad day if we don't change the way we're thinking right now. So then I said, girls, all right, now we argued this morning. Life is too short to argue. Let's move forward. Let's all name 3 things that we are grateful for today. And it wasn't easy at first because we're all a little bit angry at each other. But by the time I dropped them off to school, we're all smiling, we're all laughing, we're feeling better. So resetting your mindset is so, so important for so many reasons.
So be positive, be open-minded, read the book about law of attraction, which happens to be called The Secret.
Yes, and a little tip as well, there's actually a video of it on Netflix if you rather watch it. It has some visual as well, so it kind of gets you thinking that way. It's about an hour and a half long or so I encourage you to watch it there as well. Here's your bonus book, Real Estate Investing Secrets, an OBS Guide to Wealth and Freedom, written by Dave and Mel here.
So we wrote this in 2018. It quickly became an Amazon bestseller. Now, if you decide to read this book, I want full disclosure. We wrote a 300 or 400 page book initially. And then we thought, I wouldn't want to read a 300 or 400 page book. So we skimmed it all the way down to 88 pages for a reason. We wanted people to pick up the book and probably read it all in one sitting.
Yeah, it's short, to the point, but it gets you started. And that was our purpose when we decided to write this book. It was a big highway crash where a transport driver caused the accident. He was driving carelessly and we ended up rolling across the highway 4 times, landed upside down, and we thought to ourselves, we should write a book to help other people achieve financial freedom. So that's what the reason is behind the book. We wanted something short to help you get started. So if you haven't gotten started yet in real estate investing, it's a great book to get you into that right mindset.
And if you do end up reading it, leave a comment below and let us know what you think.
Yes, and what I'm going to do as well, I'm going to attach a link here where the ebook is available. So you can click on the ebook below and you'll be able to access it right away. It doesn't take very long to read. It's like 4 hours, depending how quickly you read. So out of the 6 books that we mentioned, which one is your favorite? And is there other books that you prefer as well? Make sure to comment below. And if you want some more real estate investing tips, make sure to check out this next video. I'm Mel.
And I'm Dave.
And we'll see you there.